to my channel. Today I have a February message for all of the Tauruses out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Taurus out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week right here on this channel. Before we go any further, I want to let you guys know that I now have an Etsy shop. So if you would like to book your own private session with me, please look down into the description box and click the link down below. Without further ado, let's get into your message, Taurus. All right, Taurus, you know the drill. Let's do a 9-card draw and let's get into it. What information and what insight can you offer Taurus this month, Spirit? Okay, Taurus, we are starting out at the 5 of Wands. So I sort of am getting a very mixed message here. So I feel like for some of you, this is about conflicting energy. This could be, maybe there's some conflicts going on, maybe at work, or maybe with certain specific individuals in the relationships. And the other message is really about you're sort of in the process of learning. You're training. Maybe there's something that you are trying to achieve here, Taurus, and you're sort of having to, honestly, you're sort of really having to learn something new. You're having to really learn either from others or like a mentor that you're having to sort of learn from, because not only are you going to be learning, but you're going to be teaching others. So it's like, I feel like this is like a learning, teaching kind of a situation where you're going to sort of be assisting other individuals. So it's learning on your perspective here, Taurus, because maybe you're not used to being in a leader role, and maybe you're not used to having others sort of look to you as a guiding light. And so that's why I keep getting that whole learning and teaching aspect. So that is where you currently are. So let's get one more card and then we can get right into it. One more card for Taurus, please. Taurus, one more card. Okay. Taurus, okay. All right, so first card up, Taurus, represents where you currently are. And as I said, this is the 5 of Wands. So this was sort of being split kind of two ways. So I feel for some of you, this is conflicting energy. This was probably conflicting energy in relationships in your life. Maybe there are certain relationships that you're starting to notice there's a lot of conflict sort of arising. Maybe that could be romantic, maybe it could be friendship, but I feel like for some of you, you're dealing with inconsistent relationships that are not really giving to you. They're not equally split. It's almost like you're sort of at that point where you're like, I'm done with it, and you're wanting out, you're wanting to walk away. You're not being fulfilled by these relationships, by the way. For others of you, I really feel that this is sort of like a learning and a teaching phase for you, because I feel like what this is really saying is that for some of you, you're not used to sort of being that guiding light. You're not used to sort of taking the lead and having to teach other individuals in certain specific way, right? But you must understand that what you have, the knowledge, the skills, and the talents that you have, need to be shared with others. And so that is the reason why you're sort of being put into this role where people are having to learn from you. And so you're having to learn how to be that leader, how to stand up, and how to lead others. Okay. Now, what is your theme this month, Taurus? Your theme this month is the 6 of Wands in reversed. Now, I want to point out here that this card usually means a celebration of success, but when it's in the reverse position, what I'm sort of hearing here is that for those of you that are sort of going into this where you're starting to recognize all of the conflicting relationships that don't vibe with you anymore, like they're not on the same frequency with you anymore. I feel that you're sort of feeling like you're not going to be successful in letting these relationships go. And I feel it's probably because these are long-term relationships. Like these are relationships that have sort of been with you since like the beginning, right? And you sort of feel like you're not being seen and you're not being heard. It's almost like people in this group are sort of dismissing you altogether. And this is the reason why I feel like you feel that you're not really, maybe, because I kind of feel like this could be for just one person, but I kind of feel like you're sort of considered like the non-successful one of the group, right? Which is why they don't include you in a lot of things. And so the energy is not really consistent, okay? For others of you, I really feel this is where you sort of need to learn to find your confidence. So for those of you that are dealing with having to become the leader and having to be the teacher and you're having to learn how to be that guiding light, you still don't have that confidence that you need in order to make this become a reality. So you're still working on you learning how to be the leader and also learning to see yourself as that guiding light and being successful at what you're doing, what you're being taught to do, okay? So that is your theme. Now, what are you accomplishing this month? We have the Empress here. Now, the accomplishment in this is that everyone, ultimately, I feel that what needs to transpire is that you all need to recognize here, Taurus, that you all are really ultimately being put into a place where you're having to create something new and you're really allowing your own fears to prevent you from recognizing that it's achievable, that it's possible. The Empress is a really creative energy, okay? So really, truly look at all the areas in your life here, Taurus, where you could put in a little bit more effort into being creative, right? You know, maybe when it comes to the relationships that are kind of self-serving and they're not really satisfying you in any way, how might you be able to creatively change those relationships, right? Like maybe you need to identify what kind of relationships you're really looking for and then figure out how you can go about doing that, right? I've always said that if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're not growing. You're actually quite stagnant. You want to be able to learn from other people within your circle. And if you're not learning, then you're not growing. For others of you, I feel that you don't feel that you're being supported in whatever role that you're in this month. And what you need to understand is that you are supported. Because you're being supported, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. You wouldn't be the leader. You wouldn't be the person that is teaching other people here, Taurus, if you didn't already possess the abilities or the talents to do so. So I feel that what you need to recognize here, Taurus, is recognize that you are supported, that you are loved, and that you are creative enough to birth whatever your heart desires. You can create new relationships, you can create new jobs, you can create whatever your heart desires, but you have to be willing to recognize that you are the only one that can do those things. Now, what do you need to avoid? Okay, Taurus, you have the Two of Cups here, okay? I really feel that this is really speaking to the relationships in your life that are not equally balanced and that are not really fully fulfilling you in any way. I also feel this represents here, Taurus, that you need to avoid just relying on yourself. I feel especially if you're lacking the confidence that you truly need in order to recognize your worth and your value, you need to recognize that you're not doing this alone. Your higher self is still connected to you. All you need to do is connect to that aspect of yourself who already knows how powerful, how embodied, and how successful you already are. And so what you need to avoid is avoid this mentality that you're alone. right? Avoid this mentality of constantly giving and giving and giving and not seeking anything in return. I also feel it's going to be important for how you communicate with others. You know, the words that you speak out into the world actually become a part of your reality. So what are the stories that you keep telling yourself about relationships or about your capabilities of being a leader? Like, those are the things you really need to focus on. Avoid the negativity. Avoid saying that you're never going to be in healthy relationships, right? Avoid saying that you're not competent enough, or that you're not strong enough, or that you're not a leader, whatever it might be. Those are the things you need to avoid. Now, what do you need to embrace? You have the Four of Cups as to what you need to embrace here, Taurus. Now, what does that truly mean? I feel that what this truly represents here is that you need to embrace how you truly feel about the things that you are working on and accomplishing. Because when it comes to the Four of Cups, we sort of have to remember, cups is really about our emotions. It's how we feel about certain things. But look how bored and apathetic this woman looks on this card. She looks like she's just not happy, like she doesn't care, like there's no more excitement or joy, right? But because she's too busy focusing on all the things that have not gone well in her life, or she's too busy focusing on that relationship sucks, she's missing that there's another potential possibility right here with this cup that is being presented to her, right? So what this truly means is that when you can learn to truly recognize that there is worth, that there is purpose, that there is value in every experience that you encounter in your life, you recognize that it's important, right? You're no longer apathetic about it. You're no longer looking at it from a pessimistic point of view, or you're no longer viewing it from a view of it could have been better. You're grateful for that experience. You're grateful for that relationship. You're grateful for that opportunity, because now you're recognizing that everything that you've accomplished is there right in front of you. You just haven't been viewing it. You've been too busy looking to the past, right? I want to point something out here, Taurus, because the woman on the Four of Cups is looking at the Two of Cups, okay? And it's looking towards the past. So I'm going to say this because if this truly relates to a relationship out there, like if you're truly dealing with relationships that have not been fulfilling for you, they haven't really been giving you anything, and you sort of feel like you've been taken advantage of, what Spirit is really saying here is stop, literally stop thinking about the past. Stop focusing on what went wrong in those relationships, because the more of that you think, the more of that type of emotion you bring in, and that is what you will constantly see in your everyday life. So if you truly want to change, if you truly want to change your relationships, it starts with you. The connection that you have with yourself here, Taurus, the connection that you have with your dreams, your hopes, your inspirations, the things that you think and the things that you feel, it truly starts with you. Now, what is the obstacle that you face here? The obstacle is the Four of Pentacles. Now, I do want to point out here, Taurus, that you have two fours side by side. Fours truly represent our foundation. It represents the stability that we often feel in our relationships, in our, businesses, in our everyday, like everything within the physical. I want to point out here that if you're currently experiencing, right, okay, and I'm getting very mixed messages here, Taurus, so please bear with me. But I feel that for those of you that are really being sort of put into the limelight and you're not comfortable with that because you're not used to being a leader and you're having to now lead other individuals, Taurus, I feel that there's a part of you that feels that you're not ready for it, right? That you sort of feel your foundation in that type of a role feels kind of shaky and very unstable, right? But what Spirit is really saying here, if you didn't already have the capacity to do that, you wouldn't be put into that role. Understand that there are no mistakes. Spirit never makes any mistakes in whatever role it puts you in or whatever opportunity presents itself to you. There are no mistakes in life. There is always true, clear, precise intention in what Spirit does, right? We just aren't privy to what that purpose is, right? We have to discover that. That's the whole reason why we are having a human experience, because it's about the experiencing. It's about us truly understanding what we're learning in the process of what we're learning, right? And the Four of Pentacles is really about making sure that we are truly balanced. It's being open, understanding that we are supported, that we have more than enough, that we'll never be lacking in any form or any fashion. And we have to be open to that. But it's also about recognizing that if we're constantly holding on to everything that we have and we're never willing to let it go, like if you have relationships that are so unbalanced in your life and you're not willing to let them go because you're sort of holding on to them because they've been with you for so long, you're not going to grow. You're not going to expand. And you're never going to be able to feel the pure joy, the pure contentment, and the pure fulfillment that you're desiring from a relationship. You have to be willing to let certain things go, because you have to make room, right? In order for you to expand, you have to make room. You know, it's no different than, let's say you live in a 1,300 square foot home and you move into a 680 foot square home. You're not going to be able to fit everything from a 1,300 square foot home into a 680 square foot home. What do you have to do? You have to minimize, right? There, you have to look and say, okay, what do I need and what do I not need? What can I let go of and what do I need? Like, what do I need to keep, right? It's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing with the things that we have in our life, right? So Spirit really wants you to know that I feel that your obstacle really here is about that letting go, being open to receiving, but also letting go. I normally don't ever read the Four of Pentacles that way, but that's really what they're saying here. Now, Taurus, what is your support? You have the Three of Cups. Now, I really feel that what this truly represents is that, you know, you have certain individuals in your life that you can rely on, that you could actually contact for advice, right? It's really about that bonding that you have with like-minded individuals. And I feel that your support is recognizing who those individuals are, right? Because maybe you're not spending enough time with those individuals, and those are the people that you really need to be spending your time with. It could also mean that maybe the people within your circle are not those type of people. So what does that mean? That means that it's time to get a new circle. That means that it's time for you to expand and you to grow, to feel something for being a part of this new circle that will allow you to feel abundant and prosperous and allow you to be creative and allow you to become who you're wanting to become, who your soul is really calling you to become. Now, what is your action here, Taurus? You have the Ace of Pentacles. What this truly represents is Spirit is giving you this opportunity. Your action this month is that whatever presents itself to you, be open to it as an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to expand. This is going to be new relationships. This could be a new job. This could be a new role. Whatever it is, Taurus, be open to it, right? Because understand, Spirit never makes any mistakes. Spirit knows exactly what they're doing because they have the bigger picture. They can see things far greater than we can, right? And we have to be willing to take all of those opportunities and plant them, because when we understand that when that opportunity is presented to us and it allows us to sort of expand in our own awareness as we experience it and we understand that it feels so good and we want more of that, what do? We put more energy into it, right? It's just like planting a seed. You got to love it. You got to nurture it. You got to continue to help it grow, because when it grows, what does it do? It bears fruit, right? It provides you with more sustenance, right? More of that, okay? So your action is make sure that you are rooting every opportunity, right? And it's really going to be about recognizing how that aligns with how it's making you feel, okay? Now, What is your advice and your encouragement? Okay. We have a King of Pentacles here in reversed. And this is the only thing that kind of makes me feel a little iffy. Because when you have a King of Pentacles, this truly represents an individual that is very stingy, is very greedy. So I want you to recognize that this can actually be a person in your life, right, that is preventing you from maybe making you feel guilty about letting go certain people, maybe making you feel, you know, like you're not worthy of a pay raise or a pay increase because you've been now put into a new role, right? And it could also represent you, right? So understand that if you have this voice in your head that tells you you're just not good enough, you're not good enough to be in this role, I just don't know if I'm going to be successful, right? You need to sort of really recognize where that voice is coming from. You have to be willing to talk to yourself and really understand where are the inconsistencies, right? Like, what do I need to heal within myself to make me truly see? Because Spirit doesn't make mistakes, right? Spirit does not make mistakes. They know exactly what it is they're doing, right? How is Spirit seeing you in a way that you're not seeing yourself, right? Like, that's what needs to come to the forefront. I am going to clarify it because it is in reversed, and I do feel like I want some additional clarity on this. So, angels, why is this King of Pentacles in reversed here for the advice and encouragement for Taurus? One more, please. One more. Why is this King of Pentacles in reversed here for Taurus? All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I really feel this is associated around money. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. One more, please. Thank you. And the Ace of Swords. Okay, Taurus. What this truly represents is, I really feel this is going to represent like your resources. The resources, it could be money. Like for those of you that are being put into a leader role and you're asking for more money, right? Or maybe you're afraid. Okay, what they're telling you is you're afraid to ask for more money. Okay. Here's what you need to understand. Number one, you need to understand here, Taurus, that you could have anything that you desire. Anything is up for grabs on the table, right? You could have, if you're wanting a pay raise, I would ask for twice of what you're asking for, right? You're never going to know unless you ask, right? But you have to ask yourself, okay, is it really about the money, right? Is it really about the money? Or are my insecurities lying in the fact that maybe it's my own insecurities about my own worth and my own value, right? Because sometimes we may say that we want more money, but in reality, it's not about the money. Like, we want to feel that we are as confident or as valuable as other people portray us to be, right? I feel that what you ultimately need here, Taurus, is you're wanting clarity. Now, here's what I'm going to say. If you're wanting to ask for more money, Spirit is saying, ask for it. Don't be shy. Ask for it, because you're going to get it, right? This Ace of Swords is automatically declaring a victory, right? But it's also saying, do not be afraid of the truth, right? Because the truth, now maybe some of you are afraid to ask for a raise because you're thinking, well, I might not just get it. But then when you get it and they're like, well, is there anything else that you want? You might become shocked at that point because you're like, wait, what? So Taurus, do not be afraid. Like, really, truly recognize where your sense of insecurities lie, right? Because it's important for you to recognize the insecurities that you're feeling here, Taurus, ultimately is going to create your reality. If you don't work on those, if you don't really truly work on where you feel that your foundation isn't stable or where you feel your financial security really truly lies, you're going to create more of that. And you want a new beginning, right? You want truth, right? And so Spirit is giving you an opportunity here in truth. So Taurus, let's go ahead and draw from the Magic of Unicorns. This is a high frequency deck. So let's see what additional information and insight Spirit has for you. What additional information and insight can you offer Taurus here, Spirit? What additional information and insight can you offer Taurus? Okay, here we go. Oh, I absolutely love this for you guys, Taurus. Okay, we have number 11. Look for the signs. Pay attention. Expect an answer. I absolutely love this. I love when Spirit just automatically brings those messages right to the forefront. So again, remember what I said. I said, if you're wanting more money, ask for it, but be prepared to get an answer. It might not be the answer that you're expecting, but expect an answer, right? Because when you ask for something, you're going to get it. So here's what the book has to say about number 7, look for the signs. Your unicorn has many ways of letting you know that it is with you and helping you. It often indicates its presence by drawing your attention to a little white feather. If you see one, acknowledge and bless it, then thank the unicorn. If you have asked your unicorn for assistance or for a message, it will always reply. It can give you answers in many ways. It may respond by drawing your attention to a page in a book or an article, or a person may speak the words your unicorn wants you to hear. Be aware of other signals too. Unicorns carry Christ light, which is unconditional love vibrating with the number 33. So see this number as a sign of their presence. A unicorn toy, t-shirt or picture, or a horse-shaped cloud are all indications unicorns are with you, as are an unexpected rainbow or a dove of peace. Anything unicorn related in an unusual place can be a sign. Receiving this card is itself a signal that your celestial guide is close to you. Your guidance is to ask your unicorn a question and watch out for the response. It will come. Trust the process. I absolutely love this for you, Taurus, because I truly feel that this is really going to provide you with the clarity that has already been promised to you here. I clearly see this. It's just really about you learning to trust. You got to learn to trust what Spirit has to offer you. Maybe you don't fully trust what you're receiving. Maybe you don't fully trust that you're receiving the guidance. But Spirit is really wanting you to don't be so apathetic, right? Truly allow yourself to be open to receiving the messages in whatever form it comes in. So Taurus, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.